Hi everyone, this is Hiba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working on day 5 through 8 in my Thankful 30 notebook. I wanted to mention a few things before I start talking about my process here, but I've been asked multiple times what prompts I'm using. They are always linked in the description box. I am using Feed Your Crafts prompts. I've been using them for the past 4 or 5 years now. Also, the size of my photo. My photos are around 3.5 by 5. They fit nicely and they go kind of horizontal across my layout. So that was the whole purpose of sizing it that way. And I'm using a Carrie Bradford date stamp throughout the whole album. And everything is cohesive. That's why you're going to see the same size photo, the same date stamp and card, and those cards are from Feed Your Craft. Now that we got that out of the way, I can start with my process. I am using Jane Hadfield's collection. I think it's called Peaceful Heart. I'm not sure. But as always, everything I used in my video, I will link it in the description box. So I used some of that pattern paper. I trimmed it down. I want to use it to add some texture and color to my photo and card. Once I stick those down, I'm going to use the same alpha stamp that I want to use like throughout my whole album. So to keep everything cohesive, I've been sticking to the same alphas as well. So I'm going to use that alpha stamp from Feed Your Craft to stamp out Brothers right above my photo. Now, because I'm using the same alpha stamps for my title, the same cards for my journaling, and I'm repeating the process, it makes putting this together very easy and simple, and it gives me like a base for my spread. Because once I want to add my embellishments and like any more stamping, I really have the base there and I just have to kind of build off of that. So as you can see, I grab a family stamp from Everyday Explorers to stamp Double the Love right above Brothers. And then I'm going to grab a Studio Calico stamp set. This is a fallish stamp set. So I'm going to use that to stamp the sweater, trim it out, and use that as an embellishment for my spread. Again, I'm going to stick to that collection from Jen Hatfield, and I'm going to use the ephemera pack and the sticker sheet to add more color and create clusters around my title, my photo, and my journaling card. I really love this thank you little note sticker, and I decided to add that right above my date stamp because I am always so thankful to my brothers. And now I'm trying to find something to add to my little stamped out sweater. I love the thanks, and it's this really bold green, so I go for it. It was a great way to create a little cluster on my journaling card. And I'm gonna use a butterfly, you guys. I know I say I hate using butterflies, I struggle with it, but I found the perfect spot for it. And I'm so grateful that I was able to use my butterfly. Now in that ephemera pack, I found this Blessed, and it was perfect to add underneath my photo, but the white around it was really thick, so I decided to trim it off, and it looks so much better. It fit better, so I went with it. I'm just going to finish up my spread by adding a few more stickers here and there to my clusters. And then I'm going to grab my Feed Your Craft, I think it's called Dots and Spots stamp set, to add some splatter in the background. And then we can move on to day 6. And I totally forgot to mention that prompt number 5 is to document a family member. And I'm documenting my amazing brothers because they are always there for me. They have always been my rock. And every year I change it up and I try to document a different family member. So this year I decided to document my brothers. I also forgot to mention that I have been using this almond colored marker to add some color to my title. I just felt like I wanted to keep it subtle, but just add a pop of color to my titles as well. Anyways, let's move on to day 6, which was to document your city, your suburbs, the town you live in. And I'm going to be documenting this part of the city I live in. I love it so much. It's so quiet and beautiful. And I love going on hikes and walks with Stitch and stuff like that. So I'm going to be documenting this photo. And I purposely switched it into black and white because I felt like it really stood out when it was black and white, if that makes sense. But anyways, I went ahead, trimmed down some pattern paper from the same collection, thinking I'm going to tuck it behind my photo and my journaling card to bring in some color, but I'm going to change that up later because I found the perfect embellishment for my photo, so I'm going to end up removing that pattern paper. But for now, I stick them down, and then I'm going to grab this pattern paper. I believe it's from the Paper Person shop. It has pears, and the colors of the pears and the apples are just so adorable, and they were perfect like fall colors. So I'm going to trim a few of those out and add them to my photo so I can create like a little cluster. But again, those are going to kind of move around a little bit until I get it right, because I add them to the pattern paper where I have my photo, but I will change that up, like I said earlier, because I found something better. I also used this close to my heart sticker sheet to add memories. I want to bring in that beautiful papaya color, and I add some rain boots as well. And I'm going to grab some of those leaves and add a little cluster in the corner of my card. I'm honestly just having fun with this. Whatever fits goes. I'm not really worried about it, and I'm not trying to make things fit perfectly. But when I grab my little bag of stickers and embellishments, I found the perfect embellishment for my photo. That collection it looked like a tree trunk, a piece of a tree trunk, and I thought I should trim it in half and add one portion to the bottom of my photo and the other portion to the top of my photo. And that way I can create my little clusters. It fits in with the picture. So I go for it, and I'm so happy I was able to use that embellishment. I totally forgot about it, but it did grab my eye like when I first opened that ephemera pack. But anyways, I'm just using some word stickers to kind of mute down all the colors on my spread. So I'm going with black. I will grab my Feed Your Craft alpha stamp to stamp out city, color that in, and then move on to day 7. So for day 7, the prompt was to document something that makes your home a home. And my new library makes my home feel like home this year. I've spent so much time in this space, and it just feels so cozy and so homey. So I wanted to document that for day 7. I'm going to use some washi tape this time around. I'm not using any pattern paper, and I'm just going to add the same washi to my photo and my journaling card. I went with this really beautiful green. I really wanted to add like a pop of green, especially that my photo's very colorful. I'll go ahead and stick everything down, and then I'm going to start stamping. I'm going to grab that same stamp set from Feed Your Craft to stamp home in the same spots that I've been stamping it throughout my notebook. While I was stamping home, I remembered I had a stamp set from Close to My Heart that said warm blankets. So I decided to use that stamp to add to my 3x4 card. Now, because I didn't have a lot of journaling on my 3x4 card, so using that large stamp really filled out that space, and I really like how it looks, and it works perfectly with my photo. So I'm also stamping So Grateful, and I'm gonna stamp this leaf stamp around my journaling card. Now, because I know I'm gonna create clusters around my journaling card, I love to stamp because it gives depth to whatever I end up adding. So if I end up adding stickers, that background really adds a lot of depth to the cluster, if that makes sense. Now I will stamp Finding Joy in the Big and Small, and I'm going to go back into my stickers and add a few stickers around my title, around my journaling card, and even like underneath my photo. So even after adding all the stickers and all the words and all the things, I felt like my spread needed more color. So I'm going to grab this ephemera pack that has all kinds of different flowers in all different colors. And I'm going to use those flowers, I'm going to trim them off and then add them as if they're falling off the edge of my notebook. This is going to bring in so much color to my spread. It's going to change up my layout a little bit, even though it still matches every single other spread in my notebook, but it lets it stand out in a different way, if that makes sense. So changing it up slightly, you'll still have the cohesiveness, but every spread looks different than the other, if that makes sense. So anyways, I end up using a yellow one and I think a really nice coral colored flower. And I'm just going to add those to the top and bottom. And then I'm going to grab my Feed Your Craft Spots and Dots stamp set to add some splatter. And then I call day 7 done, and we can move on to day 8. Let's move on to day 8. So the prompt for day 8 was an appliance, and I'm always so grateful for my dishwasher, you guys. It cleans my dishes, it saves me time. I don't know what I would do without it. So I am documenting my dishwasher for day 8. I used some washi tape this time around to add some color to my photo and my journaling card. And once I add my washi and everything, I'm going to start sticking down everything. And then we can grab some stickers and create some clusters around my card and photo. So I love this sticker sheet from Close to My Heart. It's very fallish and it has pumpkins and a coffee cup. So I'm going to use it to add Home Sweet Home to my journaling card. I'll also add an orange coffee cup and some pumpkins, which I end up moving from that corner later on. Just looked kind of offish in that corner of my journaling card. I'm adding some word stickers as well. This is from the Peaceful Heart collection. And then I'm going to go back and move those pumpkins to the other side of my 3x4 card. You can see here, I'm thinking about it. I remove them and create a nicer cluster to that corner. That way I can add some stamping to the left of my journaling card, which I felt like made more sense. But anyways, I grabbed my Feed Your Craft alpha stamp because I want to stamp dishwasher. Now I'm going to end up just using that alpha to stamp washer because I knew that it would be too much to use that large alpha to stamp dishwasher, if that makes sense. So I'm going to stamp washer, and then I'm going to use the Apollo mini alphas from Feed Your Craft to add dish right above that. I wish I added dish next to washer, obviously because it's one word, but it's no big deal. It looks fine, and we're moving on. So I'm almost done. I'm just going to end up stamping Hello Autumn to the corner. I also stamp fall favorites right underneath my photo. I just felt like it would be fun to kind of create a cluster of words as well. And I'm going to grab my Dots and Spots stamp set from Feed Your Craft. I'm going to stamp it in black. I really felt like I needed black for this spread. And I'm just going to stamp it around my title, my journaling card, to the edge of my spread. I'm just playing with this. And then I'm going to finish up my spread by adding some more word stickers around my journaling card and where I stamped my spots. And then I call day 8 done. You guys, I've been really enjoying working in my Thankful 30. I love how cohesive everything looks and how fast it's coming together. And I can't wait to share with you the next 4 days in my Thankful 30. hopefully next week. But anyways, you guys, don't forget, I will be adding all the links for everything I use down in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!